Hi friends, a warm welcome back to SAP Cloud Platform, Cloud Foundry and Business Application Studio tutorials. Hope you all know me. This is Venkat Karthik Suman and I am UFI Theory Trainer for past 7 years. I'm going to start online sessions from 26 September on SAP's latest tool for UFI development called as Business Application Studio. Why waiting? Let us start. Hi friends, as you all know that SAP is scrapping the Web ID tool from November 2020 and now we should be using the Business Application Studio. So SAP has two environments, as you know, the Cloud Foundry and the Neo environment. The Web ID is based in the Neo environment and we are not going to get access to the Neo environment. I'll teach you how we can create an account in the Cloud Foundry SAP Cloud Platform. So before going that, let us just have a simple information about what actually is this new tool, Business Application Studio. In the season 1, we have some episodes where we are going to access the Business Application Studio. So I'll be teaching you all those things. So before going, let us have see some of the difference between the SAP Business Application Studio versus SAP Web IDE tool. So first is the availability. SAP Business Application Studio is available on SAP Cloud Platform, Cloud Foundry environment only. So the new environment is not going to be available from November onwards. The Web ID is based on that. So we'll discuss how we can import all the applications from Web IDE to the Business Application Studio, how we can work full-fledged with the Business Application Studio, what the pros and cons which we have with the Business Application Studio. If you are already working on the Web IDE trial version, that will be gone from November. But if you are having a commercial Web IDE which your company or client has, that will be continued, but not much time. Better we shift our all focus and development towards the Business Application Studio. Next is the deployment target. So once you create the applications, UFI applications or any application, so the deployment target for the Business Application Studio applications are on the Cloud Foundry on-premise ABAP systems only. And as you know, the Web IDE will be deployed onto the Cloud Foundry as well as Neo. Till now you are doing the same thing, but moving further we don't have any of the Web IDE too. Next, the solution, if you see the solution perspective, so instantly spin up prepackaged isolated environments, dev spaces. The word dev spaces is very, very important. We are going to work with the dev spaces and I'll explain you what actually is the meaning of dev spaces, how we can create the dev spaces moving further in the tutorials. And as you know, the Web IDE, it's a generic workspace that contains many tools and all those business scenarios, whatever you are doing. So all those things will be there in the Web IDE, but the Business Application Studio is completely different. Okay, you don't have any look and feel of the Web IDE tool, not even from the development perspective or from the configuration perspective or from the access perspective. It is completely built on the Eclipse TIA environment. The Business Application Studio is very easy to use, but in the beginning it is very complex to understand. I'll make it very easy in my further coming sessions. And the experience how you have when you use the Business Application Studio, so it embraces the Visual Studio Code experience, so will provide the ability to add custom extensions. So Web IDE is completely SAP proprietary experience and browser-based experience. In the Business Application Studio, you have the Visual Studio Code experience because it includes all the development perspectives like Visual Studio, Java perspective, JavaScript, Node.js, Linux or Unix kind of command line interfaces. So lots of things are there which I'm going to show you the beauty and the power of Business Application Studio. And when we see about open sources and standard, so the Business Application Studio is based on open source and the leading industry standards. But when you see the Web IDE, it also uses some of the open source, but majority is the SAP proprietary framework what you have used. Let us see what topics I will be covering in this season 1 in the episodes. So first one will be the episode 1 where I will introduce you to the Cloud Foundry access, how we can access into the Cloud Foundry SAP Cloud Platform. after this, with other video releases, I will start the episode 2 with the setup of the business application studio, and then the dev space creation. So in the episode 3 we'll see the dev space creation. Then in the episode 4 we'll see the first SAP UI5 project, how SAP UI5 project will be built. Then in the episode 5 I'll show you the entitlement, and in the episode 6 I'll show you building application and deploying that onto the SAP Cloud Foundry, SAP Cloud Platform. And then finally I'll show you how to place the UI5 application which you built on your own on the Fiori Launchpad. The concept is completely different. Okay, what you have did in your web IDE, or how you have enabled or configured it on the Launchpad in the on-premise environment. So those things are completely different when you compare the episode 1 till episode 7. So just we'll see how we can. Let us start our first episode 1 with the introduction to the Cloud Foundry. So how to access the Cloud Foundry. So before we start, we need a Gmail account. So I have created a Gmail account. If you can see, sap.bas19@gmail.com. I just used the password as I hate COVID. So let's .sap.com. This is our main starting point of entering into the sap.com. So on the top right, you'll be having the login. So click on the login here. So there are 3 steps: register, verify your email address, and access all resources. So first create a Gmail account. That Gmail account I'll be using here in the SAP login cloud platform. So I'll use the email address which I told you just now. So sap.bas19@gmail.com, and then I'll just use the first name as SAP and last name as bas99, and company as just I'll create a self. Some of the information here. Let us close this, and we can again re-log in. Yeah, it is already got logged in. Now we are into the SAP Cloud Platform. Now let's access the Cloud Platform. So cloudplatform.sap.com. If you type this in your browser to log in, it's already logged in, and we can click on login to trial. And we have to accept these terms and conditions. Click accept. Dashboard of the SAP Cloud Platform. So the dashboard is completely changed what we had in the previous. Now you can see here in the very first thing, welcome to SAP Cloud Platform, we have the enter your trial account, and here we have the 3 important tools. So SAP Business Application Studio, and we have the command line interface for SAP Cloud Platform, and we have the APIs for SAP Cloud Platform. So we are going to access the SAP Business Application Studio, but directly if you click on it, we are going to get an access authorization issue. So we cannot directly access this. There are few things which we have to click account. So don't click on this SAP Business Application Studio now. First you have to click on the enter your trial account. Service marketplace will ask you for the region. So navigate to the Cloud Foundry space. Here you can now create a sub account, so which lives in a geographic location. Choose a region from this list and click create account to trigger the provision list. So you can use US or Europe Frankfurt. So most often we are going to use the Europe Frankfurt. So click on the Europe Frankfurt, you can allow this one. Click on create account. So it takes time here, so you have to wait at least for a couple of minutes. So the global account creation is completed. Now you can click on continue. Please understand that the global account will be first created, okay, and a sub account of this will be created. So there will be a hierarchy which I am going to explain you now, and the space is called as a space for this particular global account for this particular region. So click on continue. Now you can see that the global account, under the global account, you have a default trial account which is created by the SAP. You can even delete this, or you can create a number of sub accounts. So sub account is the one where you are going to access or subscribe all your services or application studios, whatever are there. You can do it in the trial, in the sub accounts. So let us see what is the relationship now. So let me create another slide here and let us see. So as discussed, for every global account we can have n number of sub accounts, and in these sub accounts only we can create n number of spaces, okay, where we can have the environment, and for every space we'll have the quota. The business application studio can be activated in the sub accounts. So let us go back now and we will try to create a space if it is already existing. Let us see. So you can check the directories, resource providers, boosters, entitlements. Okay, just enter into the, click on this sub account, and you can see for this sub account there is a space, dev space. So you can create n number of spaces here. Fine, you will slowly understand what is the meaning of a space here in the sub account. And you can see there's active subscription here. So on the left side you can see the subscriptions, Cloud Foundry, connectivity. So here you can have the connections, whether it is on-premise system or the OData coming from the public services. This you might be familiar with the previous Neo environment as well. Now there is something called as entitlements. We can see the entitlements also. Now let me click on this dev space. So when you click on the dev space, you are going to see something called as applications. So when you deploy your UEFI application in the business application studio, you can see that application here in the applications of that particular dev space only. So let us go back to the trial account again, trial sub account. Now here you can click on the active subscriptions, and you can see here. So the default SAP Business Application Studio is subscribed. So SAP just made this a mandatory subscription. Earlier it was not there. It did a subscription here. So you can happily go and open the Business Application Studio. So you learn about the applications and service marketplace which are there here in the global account and in the sub accounts. And then a Cloud Foundry is basically a Cloud Foundry space is a logical container of your runtime artifacts, like such as just now you saw the applications, service instances. Okay, so applications just now you saw where all applications will be listed. Quota for each and every service plan which you are going to activate. So in my next further videos, I'll show you how we can utilize the quotas. Okay, so for this trial version, this much of quota means a kind of space which is provided for a trial version user. So hope you like my video. So what we do in our next video, I'll go through the episode wise. So this is the end of the episode 1. So in the next episode, so we are going to see how to set up the business application studio. So if you like my video, kindly like and share it to your friends so that they can see it. And I'm going to start the online sessions from 26th of September. So kindly register yourself. So drop your mobile number in the comments box and I will get back to you. Any questions are there, kindly ask me. You can WhatsApp me on the number 95025344709, which is there in the description of this YouTube video. So thanks a lot for spending time with me and understanding the Cloud Foundry environment, SAP's latest cloud platform environment.